Alright, shalom. First and foremost, all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the elders and the Akim on the four corner ends of the earth. Okay, this is GMS Wisconsin, bringing to you brothers a little history on this 5% bullshit. The 5% nation, these so-called Asiatic black men, these stupid niggas who branched it off from Islam. Okay, go ahead.
Nation of Islam.
Right, Nation of Islam. Because we've been encountering them for the last couple of weeks, so brothers around here got together to basically decipher through all that bullshit, because it really goes back to fucking witchcraft, okay, and the worshiping of the sun gods, okay?
Worshiping
so,
Mother Earth.
Right. So, no further ado, we're gonna get it started. Go ahead. Bring up the founder. Nope, the founder.
Clarence.
Right, because it's the nigga, his name is Clarence 13X, okay? And he's so-called founder of the 5% Nation, who branched off from Malcolm X, okay? Now read a little bit on him, but then we're going to get into that 13X.
This is Clarence 13X from Wikipedia. Clarence Edward Smith, born February 22nd, 1928 to June 22nd, 1969, is better known by his assumed names Clarence 13X and Allah.
Right, so they was calling him God. That's where they get that bullshit God body. But we're going to get into that. Go ahead.
Was an American religious leader who founded the 5% movement, a group that split from the Nation of Islam. He was born in Virginia but moved to New York City as a young man before serving in the United States Army during the Korean War. After returning to New York, he learned that his wife had joined the Nation of Islam and followed her. Taking the name Clarence 13X, he served in the group as a security officer.
Okay, we're gonna get into just get who the nigga is. His name is Clarence 13X. Okay, and we finna break down that X goes to Satan. Okay, just like Malcolm X. Okay, but show them the title of that book first out, because we got a book which you brothers should already know about.
So Codex Magica, Text Mars.
Right, Codex Magica.
You read this chapter 12. It says the ravenous dark bird, sublime mysteries of the Illuminati's double-headed eagle. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
It's not the page. No, page 285.
Oh, okay. It's chapter 11. Alright, chapter 11, Cross My Heart and Hope to Die. The mysterious X factor. An X is an ancient symbol for change or transformation.
Right, the X is an ancient symbol of change or transformation. So what did they transform to? They transformed to devils because they had to do the acts and the basically that sexual magic. Okay, that's the same thing as the Renaissance period, because that's what that goes into. But they transformed themselves into worshiping Satan. Go ahead.
It says, long associated in the medieval and Renaissance are with the coming of the Messiah who shall make all things new. It says, the Illuminists, well, Jim Tresner, 33-degree Scottish Rite Mason. It says the Illuminist Masonic meaning of X is simply this. It is the sign of Osiris.
It is the sign of Osiris. That goes back to what? The sun god. Go ahead.
The great Egyptian sun god.
Right. So that nigga worships what? He worships the fucking sun. Just like Malcolm X and just like Louis Farrakhan.
It says the sign or letter X has a long history of use in the ancient mystery of religions, in the apostate Judaism, in Freemasonry, and in the occult. The Illuminati elite used it to this day to symbolize key phenomena and mark significant events. It says the X-Files, pornographic movies, are rated X.
Right, the X-Files, the goddamn pornos and shit. That's why that goes clearly into Freemasonry, because all that the pornos is triple X. Goes back to Satan, but you know that when you watch those pornos, it puts a lust spirit on you. Okay, that's what this all tied into, a lust spirit, those orgies, which we ain't supposed to be having an orgy because that's all goes what? That goes to Satan. Okay? A man ain't supposed to see another man naked, neither is a woman and a woman supposed to see each other naked. So if you're having those orgies, that's that sexual magic. That's what they was doing. That gives them juiced up and pumped up, and basically gets well known because they got to do certain acts, just like your rappers.
It says in the more sensational movies in the raw flesh category are touted as XXX or 3X or triple X. Houston noted that we have a Microsoft Corporation creation of Xbox. The movie X-Men off-brand products are called Brand X.
Right, so all this XXX, that all goes back to say X-Men, we already knew that, 360, Xbox 360, okay, because those different devices push off what? The spirit of Osiris.
It says, and of course, there's the U.S. Terrorist prison Camp X-Ray at Guantanamo, Cuba. Today's youth have been called Generation X.
Right, because all these kids are under vibration of Satan. That's why they call it Generation X.
And a lot of folks are concerned about a planet or star reported to be speeding toward us called Planet X that has occult significance.
Right, because they were like, we was going over yesterday, because when we got outside from the highways and byways Saturday night, you know, we got to take the coast to come back, you know, to where we live or whatever. And there was this nigga on the bus. He claimed to be a 5%er. Okay, and they believe when it says that they go back speeding toward us, called Planet X. Yeah. They talking about the sun. Because they believe that when the fucking sun, when the world ends, that the sun would basically beam and shine down and destroy the whole world
and burn everything.
Right. That's one of their damn philosophies. Okay, which is clearly stupid as hell. But we're gonna get into all that. Keep going.
It says John Myers Riley observed that generally things that are bad are X-rated.
Just not right.
Right now, just say his whole name. So
okay.
Said he mentioned too the interesting use of the letter X in the RX of drugstores, the use of the 4-letter abbreviated word Xmas to replace Christmas, and the fact that in Black's Law Dictionary it says that the sign of or mark of X is sometimes made a substitute for a man's signature or on a legal documents.
Yep. And
the continued use of the mysterious X abounds. Children at play can be heard to say, "Cross my heart and hope to die."
And really, without them knowing, they putting curses on themselves. Okay? Because they put curses when they be doing the little cross and all that shit. They actually putting up curses. Okay, without even knowing it, because that symbol puts a vibration on it. That's why they call the kids Generation X. But this is what the Clarence 13X, the so-called forefather of the damn 5% nation. Okay, the ones who think they so elegant and smart, but they don't know nothing. They don't even know that they worshiping Satan. For these underhand niggas. Go ahead.
In the Greek alphabet, the letter Chi is denoted with the symbol X, and given the numerical destination of 600, the numerologists say that triple X then would yield the number 666. Black Muslim leaders obviously see X as a substitute name of great spiritual significance.
Yeah.
Two well-known black Muslim leaders have been named Malcolm X and Lewis X.
Right, Malcolm X and Lewis X, because they was in the philosophy of Satan. They was worshiping sun god Osiris. Okay?
Names they chose for themselves. The latter, who was born Louis Eugene Wolcott in 1933
and
in
that's
New York
talking
City.
about Louis Farrakhan. That's his real name. Read his real name again.
It says Louis Eugene Wolcott.
Right, that's that nigga real name.
Changed his name to Louis X after his conversion to Islam by black Muslim leader Elijah Muhammad.
You see, that's the reformation. You gotta worship Satan. That's their reformation. That's these 5%ers, because pretty sure he was a nigga on the street who didn't know shit. Okay, and then he got into that philosophy of Satan indirectly, because he pretty sure he don't know shit.
Unless a luminary.
Right, unless a luminary. Okay, so he being bewitched.
It says today he is known as Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
It is well known that Farrakhan is a 33-degree Prince Hall Mason.
Right, him and Malcolm X.
Skip this.
Yep. Yeah, just read the title page up to it.
All right. X as a symbol for the sun god. It says Freemasonry early on latched onto the letter exactly because of its paranormal significance as a sign of Lucifer. The solar sun god Masonic Lodge also uses X because its sexual meanings and its Babylonian origins.
Yep. And that Lucifer, which goes back to the Luciferians, which is the elite, and it tells you in the protocols of Zion that they basically planned these religions to come about. They planned all these religions, so it lets you know that Lucifer is the fucking man. Lucifer is the man who basically devised these crafty councils to get the people to go off. Because when you get into this 5% bull crap, you're gonna find out that they are only directing Jake. They only directing Jake. That's why all the rappers is in it. They call themselves the poor righteous teachers, you know, so on and so forth. But I'm speaking ahead a little bit. But go ahead.
All right, it says just the highlighted parts.
No, just read it all the way through.
Okay. It says, writing in the Scottish Rite Journal, the official journal of the Mother Supreme Council, 33 degree, Jim Tressner discussed the use of the X in the ritual ceremony for the 17th degree, Knight of the East and West. Tressner, a 33rd degree Mason, emphasized that the 17th degree ritual is one of the most powerful and profound degrees of the rite. Here, said Tressner,
which is not, because they got all different underhand, what they call it, the hoodwinking, because they make you believe that you got the highest rank, but you don't. Like 33rd degree Mason, it's something higher than the 33rd degree. Okay, that's if you got 33rd degree of knowledge, you don't got shit. You don't even got half. Because basically they percentage on their degrees, okay, is their knowledge point. How far did their knowledge go? Okay, it really has been buzzed down, because if you break down the word degree from the Latin degradus, which means to down, so that puts to degrade. Okay, so they degrees is basically being downgraded because their information is bullshit, for one, because they don't have the information according to the Bible. Okay, so this 5% bullshit is a bunch of madness. It's a bunch of bullshit, basically. Okay. And it gets into those so-called fucking Moors, because they worship the philosophy of the 5%ers. Okay, that's why they think they can speak so elegantly, scientifically, you know. Go ahead.
It says here, it said, Tressner, we encounter raw spiritual energy, and we begin to glimpse the spiritual power which is available to the person who is able to access it. X as a symbol of transformation. Tressner goes on to suggest that the X, representing the Roman numeral 10, also symbolizes the 10 yads.
Right, 10. Now you're gonna find out what that 10. The 10, I'm gonna say, the 10 goes to the Kabbalah. Okay.
It says, or manifestations of the Jewish Kabbalah, tree of life. Right. It says, or manifestations of the Jewish Kabbalah's tree of life, the Sephiroth. He notes that the candidate for this degree wears 2 cordons, one black in color and the other white, which symbolizes the duality of Masonic doctrine.
Right, that black and white. That's why the rappers, they have on the black and white backgrounds, the black and white checkerboards and shit. If you brothers watch
they ciphers.
Right,
And the
right.
BET Awards.
We were in the BET Awards. They called it a cipher, but we gonna get into that because you gotta break down the word of the cipher. But the whole black and white is the yin and the yang. Okay, that all these philosophies and these religions, so-called religions. Okay, because we found out that religion is really following the commandments, but they so-called philosophies, because that's what the fuck they is. They philosophies. Okay, they all coincide together.
Alright, it says the fact that they cross each other, Tresner explains, suggests the unions of opposite or equilibrium, ordo apkeo.
Right, or the Abkea. And the philosophies of this is a bunch of chaos. Okay? And that's one of the what is it? How do you say it? That's what the elites go by.
Yeah, that's one of their
protocols.
Yeah, that's
Right.
one of their laws.
That's one of their laws.
It says in crossing.
That's it. Okay, that's it. Right, so we just get into the X. So basically, really, the nigga is already cut up because we know that 13 goes back to Masonic numbers, numerology, and then that X at the end of his name is basically clear that he worships Satan. Okay, so we're
And
gonna
he was set up by the elites too.
Yep. We're gonna get into basically what they believe in. So go to the okay, you got another one.
This is the 5% Nation from Wikipedia. The 5% Nation is sometimes referred to as the nations of gods and earth, or nations of gods and earth. The Nation of Gods and Earth, or the 5%ers, is an American organization founded in 1964 in the Harlem section of the borough in Manhattan, New York City, by Clarence X, born Clarence Edward Smith, a former student of Malcolm X.
Oh, and just to clarify, the whole nation of gods and earths, that's the gods are the men, and the earths are the women.
Yep.
And if you want to edify that with the whole
Yeah,
pregnancy.
and they get the whole breakdown from the scriptures. The word husband means planter, and what does husband do? Plant his seed inside the woman, and the seed grows inside the woman's womb, and hence the woman being the earth. Because when you plant a seed in the ground, it grows, it gets fertilized and it grows.
So right, like you said about the earth is the woman. We are, that's why they say we God body like, okay? Because we are gods according to the scriptures, okay? And we gods and we plant in the earth, but it goes back to worshiping of the woman. Because they deal with this mother earth, mother nature, queen of heaven. That goes back to that earth bull crap. You God on earth, and basically you worship the woman. Okay, but that's all ass backwards according to the scriptures. But go ahead, Al.
A former student of Malcolm X who left his mosque because he disagreed with the Nation of Islam.
And that was a lie. They basically branched off from each other. So you can go basically pollute the minds of Jake on this side, and you pollute the minds of Jake on the other side. There wasn't no split. Because they still said they worship Allah. Okay? They still reference to Fraud Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. Okay? Go ahead.
Who left his mosque because he disagreed with the Nation of Islam over the nature and identity of God, Allah.
And that's just like the goddamn churches and shit. You got Pentecostal, Lutheran, Seventh-day Adventists, but they all read the goddamn King James book, Bible. Okay? And so the Nation of Islam got an off branch, which called the fucking 5%ers. Or what other names they got? Was the 5%ers and
Nations of God, Nation of Gods and Earths.
Yeah, nation of gods and earth.
Right. And it's another name that I can't think of. Yeah, it'll come back. But go ahead.
Members of
Pope Righteous Teacher.
Poor Righteous Teachers.
Pope
yeah.
Righteous Teachers.
Members of the organization call themselves 5%ers, which reflects the concept that 10% of the people of the world know the truth of existence.
And what is the truth of existence?
Who God is, supposed to be.
Basically, the truth of existence is basically your role on earth, really, because they believe that they got this because the nigga who we was speaking to on the coach bus, basically his whole attitude was we can do what we want. He got that do thy will spirit, but that goes back to the worship of who? Aleister Crowley. You see that? So the truth of existence is you're God and you can do whatever you please on this earth, and everything basically don't matter. Okay, don't nothing matter. So basically they don't believe in the scripture, because we know as being a fucking man, you're supposed to what? fear the Lord and follow His commandments. So one, they don't fear the Lord, they don't believe in God, and they got this do it thy will spirit that they can just, everything just happens.
No free
according,
will,
right, according to what they do, basically. Whatever I do on my life, I control my own life.
I can manifest my own destiny.
Right, all that bullshit. So if you, that's why you get these niggas who say, will help, basically help the system or help the damn problem. He said, I gotta do it first. Before you get everybody to do it, you gotta do it within yourself. All that bullshit. No, the scriptures is supposed to do it. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 14, verse 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Right. There is no God. How the fuck can you be a God? Right. The truth of existence, going back to that, is that man just appeared. Skip the Genesis, skip the beginning, skip Yahweh and the angels. The man just came. A man was just born out of nowhere. Okay? Go ahead.
It's called...
right, and that goes into a fool says in his heart that there is no God.
They call it, the philosophy, they call it emanationism. Meaning that they don't believe in the creation, they believe that everything was already here from the beginning.
Exactly. And you got the definition of that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't go to it yet. Just finish that, and then we'll get to that Asiatic black man
10%, which is what the brother is explaining. The concept of 10% of the people are the people that's higher up, rich and wealthy.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works.
Actually, I think that's the 85%.
It's going to explain.
Okay, it's going to explain. Go ahead.
There is none that doeth good.
Right, they don't do good because they believe that basically the damn song, "We got the whole world in His hands." They think that that's talking about them. They got their own life in their own hand. But how the fuck does that make sense? If you got why can't you fly? If you got, how come you can't change the situation that takes place? You see that? But see that's how stupid these niggas is. If y'all God, why y'all can't make a change? But that's why they say we gotta make a change within ourselves. That's that do it thy will spirit. Go ahead.
Members of the organization call themselves 5%ers, which reflect the concept that 10% of the people of the world know the truth of existence. And those elites opt to keep 85% of the world in ignorance and under their control and thumb. The remaining percentage...
Right, so 85 is the ignorant of the population of the people. Which it ain't 85, it's goddamn 99%. All you motherfuckers are stupid. And that 1% is the elected.
Right. The remaining percent are those who know the truth and are determined to enlighten the rest. They are the 5% nation.
Right, but you got 5% of the damn truth.
Right.
So what can you do with 5% of the truth? How does that even sound? And they be so proud and to say that they're a 5%er. Or a 33rd degree Mason. Or they claim that they spitting knowledge.
Or they claim, supreme knowledge, supreme, what is that?
Give me First
they
Corinthians. What is that? 1 Corinthians 3:18.
And then they're called 5%ers, but they've been teaching nothing but bullshit and lies.
Right. And
so what's 5% of nothing? Nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
And then those are the rappers. Those are the people that's in the mainstream media. Nas might say a fucking line in his song about we was kings and queens at one point in time, but that really ain't clarifying anything.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself.
Right, they deceiving themselves. They believe that they can basically manifest in this world and they can have control of their life, basically. When the Lord said He controls all things. So what did you niggas talk? What did you fucking 5%ers talking about? Why don't you prove us wrong? You don't even go off the, not even the scripture. You don't even go off text. You go off of what you hear.
Yeah.
That goes to when you read into it, they got something called the 120 lessons of bullshit.
And we encounter a lot of 5%.
Right. That's why we're making this. Go ahead.
Right, that's the hot topic now. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world,
that's what they seem to be wise because they try to get on this science. Okay, this science, philosophy, whatever the hell they think they want to do. Okay, they can even ask us simple questions. We ask them, well, how the world gonna be cleansed? He said water, snow, and rain. How can you cleanse the earth with water, snow, and rain? So I was trying to hint around to the nigga that what is the since you want to deal with science, what is the a scientific method on cleansing? What is the material that cleanses? You say you you do science. Okay, well let's deal with chemistry. Where do the word chemistry come from? It comes from the Hebrew word chum, which really is ham, which means hot. So what when you deal with that chemistry, what cleanses what cleanses or sterilizes the method or the what do they call it other than methods?
The cleansing method.
No, yeah, it's a cleansing method. But basically,
What
what
is the purest?
process?
go ahead and say it, because I can't.
The purification process.
Right, the purification process is what? Heat. Okay? So how the hell can water cleanse the earth? It's the heat. Since you're in science, you should know that chemistry deals with what? Hotness. When you mix different elements and mix different materials together, in that process, you got to get it hot first. That's what chemistry is all about. But you say you're a fucking scientist, basically. You deal with science, numerology.
That's their whole basis. That's their belief system in science. That's their God, man. Whatever you can prove in science, that's what they believe.
And really, you can't prove shit because they theory and they methods change every different year. You got to use a different formula for different shit now. Same situation, but now it's all different formulas. That's that science shit, because science is basically what they call it, an educated guess.
Yeah.
It's an educated guess.
Hypothesis.
And that's what you got being mainstream, because that's what they call the Bible intelligent design. And in all the science institutions, they basically shun the Bible, but they get their basis for their scientific study from the Bible.
Yep.
But they shun it from the mainstream audiences in the institutions. So science is the basis of all learning in these institutions.
You got a scripture?
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Okay, go ahead and then get back to that 5% so we can get to these other topics.
If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool,
Right, that nigga Clarence 13X, man.
that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
See that? The wisdom of this world, they appear to be the smartest people on the planet. You go on YouTube and put in Moors in a courtroom. Was it Moors in a courtroom?
Yeah.
They write those Moors in the courtroom, because I'm saying more because they believe in that 5% bullshit as well. They appear to be so smart. They know the laws of the so-called white man and all that bullshit, but that don't mean nothing, man. You gotta have the wisdom of this Bible. Go ahead.
For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
See that? He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
Right. Everything is vain that they even speak out their mouth, utter out their mouth. How can you know something that's accurate and that's on point if you don't read and research? Okay, it says, blessed is the man that readeth, not blessed is the man that fucking heareth. Because all they do is hear what they hear what's being taught to them, and then they basically regurgitate it out like Zabak. Go ahead, Odd. Give me that. Revelation 1 and 3. And then get back to that. Just get the scripture. Because I said, blessed man that reader. Because when you get into it, that they have no paper, they have no book, they have no text. It's just what they appear to believe.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
Right, so you got to read. Blessed is he that readeth. Okay, and the word readeth, you look it up in the Greek, is anagnosko, which means to distinguish, to acknowledge, to extinguish or to acknowledge between. So when you read it, you got to extinguish and distinguish and acknowledge what you read. You got to separate, you got to break it up. You can't do that if you're just listening to somebody goddamn speech. So where did Clarence get the information from? He was a Mason. He did witchcraft. Because that's what this is all about. They hold philosophy of 5%, and we know 5 goes to what? The Baphomet. Okay, come on now. Y'all philosophies and religions is played out as whack, and we go through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we deciphering all these fucking religions, man. So-called religions. Go ahead.
And keep those things which are written therein.
Right. How do you keep something written therein? You gotta get a book. So they hold philosophy on just hearing speeches. That's not no value. That's not getting no value.
For the time is at hand.
Right. Okay, now go back to that.
Initially, the nation of gods and earth was viewed as little more than an offshoot of the nation of Islam.
Go ahead.
However, while the nation of gods and earth has been characterized as an organization, an institution, a religion, or even a gang, represents the nation teach that Islam is a natural way of living. In order to be characterized as an organization or institution, you have to get a 501c3 chart or any type of legal document proclaiming you as a independent institution. The New York.
So y'all already know y'all sold out, because to get a 501c3 you tax exempt, but we already went through that billions of times. Go ahead.
The New York City areas of Harlem, which they call Mecca, in Brooklyn they call it Medina.
Right. So basically, they gonna bring, since they call themselves Asiatic black men, which means from the East. They finna basically, what they do, they brought that Egyptology bullshit, because that's what it's going into over here to what Jake is at. Because what is it? Harlem, Brooklyn, Chicago, Queens, Connecticut, St. Louis, Dallas. That's all where Jake at. Detroit. But go ahead.
Brooklyn and Medina are named after notable Islamic cities by members of the organization. Other areas include Detroit, D-Mecca, New Jersey, Detroit, D-Mecca, New Jersey, New Jerusalem, Chicago, C. Medina, Queens, the desert, Connecticut, New Haven, St. Louis, Saudi, and Dallas, the Sudan.
They just brought the whole Middle East to the United States. What is the philosophy that was taking place over there? Go ahead.
The nation of gods and earth teaches that black people are the original people of the planet Earth, and therefore they are fathers, gods, and mothers, earths of civilization. The nation teaches that supreme mathematics, a form of numerology, is the key to understanding humankind's relationship to the universe. The nation teaches that supreme mathematics, a form of numerology, is the key to understanding humankind's relationship to the universe.
Right. So where is God at? They don't believe in God. It's humankind, mankind, and the earth. And we basically figure out how they got here. Which they say that they got here just because. They don't say that it was an origin. Okay? Go ahead.
The nation does not believe in a traditional God.
And that goes back into worshiping of the woman too. Because the earth represents the woman. Okay? Earth, universe, same thing. Go ahead.
The nation does not believe in a traditional God, but instead teaches that the Asiatic black man is God. And his proper name is Allah, an acronym for arm, leg, arm, head.
Now, that arm, leg, arm, head goes back to the Kabbalah. Bring up that picture. No, the picture. Go. Get that. You see that?
And they're really talking about self.
They self.
They say you're right. Arm, leg, arm, head.
So, it said arm, leg, arm, head. What is this? This is the fucking Kabbalah. So, they basically worshiping the Kabbalah, which is witchcraft. Abba, Father, the Mother. This is supposed to be them as God. The woman is the earth. And is that right? That's Semiramis.
In the middle where his private is his foundation. So that's another red flag, because a lot of these religions is based off fertility.
Exactly.
That's their whole basis.
But keep that going. And those and when all of those are demonic gods. Now count on the count how many circles is there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right, 10. And that 10 goes back to what? X, which we read in the
Codex Magic.
in the Codex Magic. Go to that real quick. Read that part over one more time. Page 205. So that 5% bullshit, that we just basically broke out that these niggas worship Satan.
You want this one?
Right.
Yeah, right here.
It's right there.
Alright, it's X as a symbol of transformation. Trezner goes on to suggest that the X, representing the Roman numeral 10,
See that 10?
also symbolizes the 10 yads, or manifestations of the Jewish Kabbalah's tree of life.
See, the tree of life was supposed to be what? The knowledge and the understanding. You see how they always try to connect to the scriptures though, indirectly. Because if you look closely, you know, you can see the Hebrew.
Yeah.
You can see the Hebrew writings on that. On the sides. You see? But that and another thing that goes back to the founder, I believe he's the founder of drawing that picture, Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, and he called that the
Anatomical position.
the what?
Anatomical position.
Say it again.
He called it the anatomical position because what Leonardo da Vinci used to do, he got a charter from the Catholic Church that he can study dead bodies.
Yep.
So what he used to do is he used to go at the grave sites, dig up dead bodies and study them in his courts. He used to dismember them, cut into their flesh and dig out their organs and everything.
The study of
Anatomy.
Anatomy. Study of anatomy. They call it human proportions, and that gets into the mathematic angles of your body parts. That goes into witchcraft again. But go ahead, not to cut you off, slightly.
Numerology. Numerology. I was going to mention something. But lost my train of thought. You go ahead.
Geometry.
Yep.
It gets into geometry as well.
And then with your biology and your anatomy, what is usually called now is called the anatomical position, which it's usually called anatomical position, which is what you see right here on the screen. And they even modeled it a different way with your hands downward and your palms facing out facing outwards.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's an anatomical position created by Leonardo da Vinci.
So that all the philosophies in one. That's how you know that all of these people in these bullshit ass so-called religions are all connected. So we got something from the 5% nation. We broke off from the Nation of Islam, but secretly they worshiping the Kabbalah. They worshiping the sun god. They worshiping Satan.
They worshiping their flesh.
Yep. Read that on there, huh?
Alright, this is 446 in the Codex Magic.
Show them the picture. That is the same picture. See? Same picture.
Alright, it says in Kabbalah, the sacred tree of the Sephiroth is claimed to represent the cosmos,
Which is the universe, the stars.
It says including God, male, is Shekinah, Ima, which is Amma. It says the goddess female and the kingdom of Zion. It says in the kingdom of Zion, as shown here, the foundation of all things is the male genitals, the foundation, right? Or the sex generative process. It says Zolar's Encyclopedia of Ancient and Forbidden Knowledge, April publishing 1984.
Right. So the woman, how you pronounce her name? Sephiroth. She's a
no, Shekinah.
This one?
Yeah. The Sephiroth is actually what you're looking at. The image
Sephiroth, right? Okay. And that goes back to a goddess. So that goes from, like we were just saying, they worship the woman. Give me we're gonna go through a couple of scriptures, and then we're gonna get back on a couple more tabs that we got up to show you, brothers. But give me Wisdom of Solomon 4:11, and 1 Corinthians 8:2. But what did you have? Read what you got first. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy power hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. All right, and this is basically an outline of what Moses was telling the children of Israel on Sinai. He was telling them that they shouldn't make any graven images or worship the likeness of the sun, the moon, and the stars, or the solar system. And that's exactly what these 5% niggas is doing today with this whole Kabbalah and this whole Sephiroth picture, which is the worship of the solar system.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Get that out.
This is Second Entrance chapter 4 and oh, you said Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah, get Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 11. Alright, Ryan, get 1 Corinthians 8:2 for me.
Okay, I got you. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verses 11. It says, yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding.
Right, so basically wickedness altered their understanding. All this Kaaba and all this bullshit, because this is satanic. This is polluting the minds of the people. And if you encounter, and I'm pretty sure brother encountered these 5%ers, these Asiatic black men, these body-like niggas, these Moors, these niggas with the same watered-down ass philosophy, okay? And you can tell clearly in their mind that they bugged the fuck out. Like we was talking to the dude, and he said that to cleanse the earth is water. What kind of stupid shit is that? It's fire is to cleanse the earth.
That's the most potent, purest cleanser of the earth right there.
Right, and then they deal with numerology so damn much. He said, well, 3/4 of this and that. He really wasn't making sense. But 3 + 4 is 7. Okay, that's how they deal with that's how they deal with their numerology. Because basically he was saying 3/4 of the water would be something, but he wasn't making sense, man. Okay, because that's the bewitching. Because the philosophy that they regurgitate out, it don't even make sense.
Right. The thing about Jake is, man, they want to sound all elegant and all smart and shit, man.
Exactly.
That's the only thing, just so they can get some type of notoriety. Yep. You niggas is stupid, man. Y'all walking around here literally being mockingbirds with these fucking people that y'all call leaders, man.
Yep. They don't know your damn leaders had to pop each other to get that damn position.
Right, just so you can walk around talking about brother knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the way you flip your words, man. Nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
And like the brother just said, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, all that bullshit, that equips him with the fucking games. Okay, because they got a code or a lit. They 6 points: love, loyalty, life, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Respect, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Love, live, life.
That's the same shit we talking about with the Sephiroth.
All that's that bullshit.
The same shit. Because these tenets are damn near the same. It says mercy, severity, victory, glory.
That's the
all
same
that
thing.
Same shit, man.
No. That keep
finish this.
It
says, Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 11. It says, yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest.
Right, and what's honest? The Bible is honest, man. And the people, we was actually honest people, so to speak. Okay, because that's why the Lord chose us. Read that part again.
It says, for the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest.
Right, the bewitching of naughtiness. This is the bewitching. The TV, the rapping, all this fits into one. That goes back, all of that literally goes back to the Kabbalah. Okay, that's their code, basically a code of conduct.
It says, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind.
Right, basically the lust, the sexual lust of these philosophies, because that
concupiscence.
That concupiscence. Okay, we already know that they deal with these warlock and witches. So what do they have to do? That sexual magic, those orgies that I was talking about. Go ahead.
It says, he being made perfect in a short time fulfilled a long time. It said, for his soul pleased the Lord, therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked.
See, we gotta be hasty to take away from these people, man. Cause they bugged out their mind, man. If you wasn't a spiritual man, you'll literally go crazy. You'll go crazy and you'll try to get on some carnal shit. But we gotta be men of understanding and knowledge. That's why we sat down for the 1 o'clock this morning, from like 12. No, from like 11 to 1, and then we got up this morning and continued with it, and we, bringing it out now.
Just because we run into niggas like that, man, when we on the highways and byways, and we just so happened was getting on the bus back from Milwaukee, and we ran into this nigga, and he's in there doing the little witchcraft with his making the beats.
Yeah, the beats and shit.
He making the beat, and all this other shit, and he got them spirits on them demons. And the nigga was scared to even encounter us.
Right, and he basically, these niggas, you gotta watch these niggas, man, because they a bunch of fucking spies too, okay? Because I didn't see him, or I didn't even recognize him, but he was outside, basically across the street, basically circling around, trying to listen to our damn conversation. Well, listen to us teach. Because he said, yeah, y'all the guys who be on Grand Avenue. Okay? So the brothers better start basically watching and paying attention to who walking back and forth around, basically around you, amongst you. That's why they got brothers on posts. Because you gotta watch these people, man. Because you never know. They've been watching your ass for like 3 years. You've been out there. You see, and don't think that they not. You better, man. The CIA and the FBI, they have one man assigned to one man. They have one man watch one man for 3 years. That's how they get them profiles and know where you at. Okay, brothers better start taking heed and shit. Watch the movies.
Yeah, because I travel a lot. I like to watch movies. I travel a lot. And I'm always on edge. You know, I'm never. It's not a day that crosses my mind that somebody might be watching me and following me anywhere I'm going.
Yep.
Even on on your way home from work and stuff like that, because certain brothers, they ain't got cars like myself. I walk to work, and on my way home, on my way to work, I always feel like somebody's watching. I'm always turning around, watching my back, going obscure routes just because I think somebody's watching. And that stuff. That's not some type of fairy tale either. They actually, the government has spies spying on you brothers in these camps, because we're deemed as domestic terrorists by your government. So why wouldn't they spy on the terrorists? So brothers need to wake up and understand what's really going on around here and what they're really into.
Because what we're bringing out, it pushes a spirit on you. Okay, even being around the symbols and shit. That's why we be into that Codex Magica book about these symbols and about the people and how they act. And there's something called the 48 Laws of Power that these niggas go by as well. Okay, and their speech is witchcraft. The way they carry themselves is a demonic spirit or demonic force around them. Okay, because they into it. And
that nigga chanted before he I think he said in the name of Allah, some stupid.
Yeah, he was saying Allah. I actually thought the nigga was rapping, and then the elder, Yakana, he heard him, and that's how we got into the whole conversation shit. We didn't even
Recognize it.
The nigga was bugged out. He didn't know shit.
It's scary.
We tried to test him on what he knew, okay, but these niggas, they act like women. But let's get back on this. Let me get 2nd Ezra 8 and 58, Proverbs 28 and 26.
I got the 2nd.
Okay, go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 8 and 58, and said in their heart that there is no God, yea, and that knowing they must die.
Right. That's just plain and simple next scripture.
This is
Colossians 2 and 8.
I still got the 1 Corinthians on that.
Yeah, read the 1 Corinthians.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know.
See, that they don't know shit, man. That they so-called truth of existence. The truth of existence, you gotta go to the Bible to know what the fucking real existence is, dumbass. Okay? Can't no man just appear on earth. You have to be created. That's what a creature is, to be created. damn people are stupid, man. The Lord got all the knowledge of the world, but here it is, you fucking faggots think y'all know something. Y'all still don't even know how the goddamn brain operates. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep thou which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called.
Right, that's a vain babbling. Because this nigga, all he was doing was regurgitating wisdom of words. Wisdom of words that sound nice, but really you're not clarifying anything. You're not edifying nothing.
Yep.
All you saying is this Mother Earth, this, you know, I'm God here, God body, and all this bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And you quote some damn rapper said, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that weak shit.
Yep.
And then they claim that they falsely know all this science, like the nigga last night talking about, oh, water is a cleansing agent for the earth. The earth has many cleansing mechanisms by rain, snow, hail, but those are all elements of water.
Right,
Water
they
doesn't
take
cleanse.
counsel. They take counsel of themselves.
Go ahead.
And water doesn't cleanse. Water is classified as a universal solvent. Water mixes with different chemicals and different elements.
Exactly.
That's why you get your certain oils, you get your certain paste, and you get your certain cooking oils, your certain cooking juices, and your certain elements of anything that has to do with water. You know, your vegetable oil.
Right? How can water be a cleanser, motherfucker? Water dilates stuff. It dilates. Okay. If you want to drink some liquor, okay, you use that water to smooth it out. Okay, or to